What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Jonathan with Gig Nation, and today we're going to be looking at GrubHub and how much they're paying out for orders. So if you haven't checked out the channel before, in Gig Nation we talk about everything related to the gig economy, and make sure you subscribe to the Facebook channel. I'll leave a link down below. Also, if you haven't checked out the new website, check out gigsharks.com. It's the best place to find the highest paying and best gig economy jobs. All right, so let's jump into this. Basically, I've done a few videos for GrubHub. I do a lot of different food delivery app videos, and I've seen some comments recently in the last few months about GrubHub lowering their pay on orders. Now, honestly, I kind of just ignored these comments when I first started getting them because in my experience making deliveries, I hadn't noticed that many lower orders. In Seattle, the pay had always been pretty good, and it had never really taken a hit, so I didn't really give too much weight to these comments. And then in the last couple weeks or so, I started seeing a lot of lower pay orders. So let's first take a look at this comment that was left on one of my older videos. And essentially, it kind of tipped me off that GrubHub had lowered pay. So I did a little bit more research and found a thread on Reddit where people were talking about GrubHub having sent out emails to them about lowering base pay and how the pay metrics were changing. And I hadn't ever received that email here in Seattle, so I didn't think that it was really going to hit me, but it sounds like it's been taking place in a lot of other places, and people are kind of concerned about it because GrubHub has always been a reliably high paying. It's always been a really good option to either do instead of DoorDash or Postmates, or to at least supplement your earnings. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a look at my earnings with GrubHub, how they've been in the past, what orders I usually take, and I definitely cherry pick with GrubHub. If you want to register for blocks and get, priority with blocks, then you kind of need to move up in the food chain to like a premier partner level, and you do so by maintaining a higher acceptance rate. But I've never really gone for that. I've always just gone for cherry picking the good orders, and I only take the good stuff. So stuff that's like $12 and higher that comes my way, I take it. And I get a decent amount of orders that are $20 plus on the GrubHub platform. Now keep in mind that that is in Seattle. So if you look through some of these past orders, you can see that it's been paying out really well. And I definitely do reject a lot of orders. But in the last couple of weeks or so, those numbers have been dropping. Now I do still see some higher payout orders when I'm getting a good tip because GrubHub lets you keep 100% of those tips. But I've been seeing a lot of lower paying orders mixed in. So let's look at a couple of them. Now, some of these go down as low as $5 per order. And before you jump on this, before you call me crazy for complaining about $5 offers, keep in mind that this is Seattle. It's more expensive to live here. And so GrubHub and other delivery companies, other jobs in general, base pay off of where you live. So if it's a more expensive place to live, they generally pay you higher per mile per delivery because the cost of living is higher. So a $5 order for me is kind of, similar to like a $2 or a $3 offer somewhere else. So it's definitely a hit on earnings, and it's not something that I had seen in the past. I had never seen stuff lower than like $7, and now all of a sudden I'm getting a ton of these at like $5, $6, $7, even $8 offers, and less of the higher paying orders in here. And definitely a lot of these look like they're Taco Bell offers. Now, if you ever delivered a Taco Bell order, you'll know that it's not the best place to pick up orders. They call themselves a fast food restaurant, but there's nothing really fast about it. It's actually like one of the slower places to pick up food from. They usually don't start your order till you get there, and for some reason it takes them an excessively long amount of time to put together that fast food order. So you end up spending a lot more time on this delivery. The wait time doesn't compensate that well with GrubHub, so it's not really worth it to be waiting around. And then the total payout isn't good. You don't really get good tips on Taco Bell. They're not the type of people that like to tip a lot. So I've been getting a ton of these coming through, a ton of other low paying offers. And I was wondering, what are you guys seeing? Are you also seeing lower payout from GrubHub? Has it been reduced in your area? And did you get an email from GrubHub telling you that the pay was going to be reduced and to expect lower earnings in your area? Let me know what you've been seeing, and if you would accept these lower paying offers, what your criteria is for taking an offer. I like to have just a minimum payout per orders, or sometimes I like to do a minimum payout per mile, and that way I can really keep in mind what my costs are and what orders I want to take. A lot of people set it at like $1 per mile. I usually try and set it a little bit higher and just take the best paying offers out there. And this is coming at a time when DoorDash also changed up their pay structure tremendously, and it's really throwing a lot of people off. A lot of people are seeing those $2 and $3 offers. DoorDash is no longer really giving you that a higher minimum guarantee. A lot of times in the past, before they changed their tipping structure, they kept orders more consistent at that middle level, and now they're dropping it down lower in some places. So a lot of people are saying that pay has dropped. Some people are saying that when they decline the lower paying offers, they actually get higher paying offers coming through. But there's a decent amount of people that think this is just a pay cut, and it's coming around a similar time as a GrubHub pay cut. So there's some concern out there that just all food delivery apps are taking a little bit of a hit, and it's becoming harder to earn that income on the app-based food delivery economy. So let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more gig economy updates and the latest news.